Good morning, everybody. We will start very shortly. And if you wonder, already two people asked me, we are going to record the event. You can hold your phone or you can put it down. That's your choice. We are recording. Whatever you see on the screens, that's what we're going to be recording. If you want to record just your kid, it's your choice. If you don't want. And please make sure that the hall is clear because the kids are going to walk right from the center. I guess we are almost ready. Sure. The crowd? Yeah.
Good morning. If I could please have your attention, we are going to begin. Everyone can please find a seat. Okay. Good morning, parents, grandparents, family, and friends. We are so very excited to have you join us here and on our live stream. Welcome to our 2022 kindergarten graduation. The program this morning represents a wonderful culmination of concepts learned throughout the school year, as well as the celebration of achievements by our exceptional students. The children have worked very hard for this day and have expressed much excitement about graduating. I would like to call upon our esteemed Rosh HaYeshiva, Rabbi Luban, to please say a few words.
Thank you. I wanted to discuss what exactly we are celebrating today in this graduation. Now, I think the answer is that, the main answer is that preschool today is not exactly like preschool was when I was a child in preschool. I'll tell a secret that my parents, when I went to preschool, they weren't sure, why bother send me to yeshiva? They can send me to public school. What's the difference? Didn't work out, so they sent me to yeshiva. But well, the preschool 60 years ago was not exactly the same. I think in my day, preschool was basically fun and games. Today, preschool is still fun and games. Children are very happy, but there's a tremendous chachma, wisdom, in preschool. There's the ability to teach the children life skills, major skills that they need for their development, together with a happy and fun environment. It's a tremendous skill. It's not so easy to be able, at this age, where they're not ready for just sitting at their desks and typical classroom teaching, be able at the same time, with the happiness, with the enjoyment, to educate the children with the necessary skills that they need to move on to their future life. I think for this we owe a tremendous hakaras hatov, appreciation to the entire staff, led by Mrs. Levine and her entire staff, that they really do an amazing job in teaching our children. I just wanted to add one point that I suspect that most people are not thinking about, that there's just an additional reason for the celebration. We have in Parshas Vayera that Avram Avinu, when he was 100 years old, he had a child. You'd think it's an amazing event, he'd make a party. There's no mention in the Torah that he made a party when Yitzchak was born. It says, Vayomo Avram et Yitzchak beno. He made a bris milah. There's no mention that he made a suda or a party at the milah. Probably he did, but it maybe wasn't such a giant suda. It's not mentioned. Later it's mentioned, Vayigdal hayeded. The child got older. Vayigomal, a very unclear word. Vayas Avram mishte gado. He made a mishte gado. Biyomi gamo es Yitzchak. In other words, Avraham did not make the mishte gado when Yitzchak was born. The neis galui of having a child after 100 years. He didn't make the mishte gado at the bris milah. He waited to make the mishte gado when Vayigdal hayeded. So the Rabbeinu Bechaya, or Bachya, depending on your Messiah, who lived around the 1200s, explains that what happened here is that when V'yigdal Hayeled, Avram Avinu started teaching Yitzchak Torah. And that was a Mishnah Gadol. Teaching Torah to the child was a greater simcha to Avram Avinu than anything else. That was greater than having the nace of the birth, because that in Avram Avinu's mind was the whole purpose of having a child, to teach him Torah. We believe, the Chavetz Chaim says, that when you learn Torah, you're writing Torah on your brain. And just like a Sefer Torah starts out as a klaf, which is the skin of a dead animal, which is perhaps the most tamei thing in the world. But when you write Torah on it, it becomes kaddish, it becomes holy, it becomes alive. You have to stand up for a Sefer Torah. If chas v'shalom it falls, you have to fast, you have to kiss a Sefer Torah. Likewise, a human being, when he learns Torah, you're writing Torah on his brain, you're transforming him into a living Sefer Torah. And this was for Avram Avinu the greatest simcha in the world, that he delayed the Mishnah till he started teaching Yitzchak Torah. So I think today we're celebrating really two things. We're celebrating that Baruch Hashem, our children have the skills, the education, they mastered the ability to continue on into going on now into first grade. First, you think about it, sitting in a desk, wearing a uniform, doing homework. Parents are going to have to do homework. That's what first grade means. It's a whole new world. And Baruch Hashem, our children have reached that milestone that they're ready for that. That's a tremendous simcha. But there's also a second simcha, which is no less that Baruch Hashem, our children will begin to learn in perhaps a more structured way, Chumash party, Siddur party, Parshas inside, and go on, Mechayo Choyo. I just want to end with a bracha that there are, it says in the Rashi and Breishis, there are two types of simchas. There are simchas that are just right here and now. A person gives you a delicious piece of food, you're happy. But once you eat the food, it's gone. And then there are simchas that they build, they continue. One simcha leads to the next. That's why we say at a bris milah, Keshem sheniknas a bris, Kain yikonis a Torah chuppah ma'isim toivim. This simcha should lead to so many more simchas. And the bracha is that this simcha should be a first step in the stepping stone of our children's growth, and we should, Be'ez Hashem, be there at the graduation of the elementary school, middle school, high school, their chasanas, their smichas, wherever they're going in the road of life of success, and we shall have a continual life of nachas from all of our children.
Thank you, Rabbi Luban, for sharing that meaningful message. Your representation here today is most appreciated. We kindly ask that you take a moment to silence your cell phones. Immediately following the performance, we will be calling each child to center stage to receive their diploma. We will pause briefly so your child can be photographed. We kindly ask you to be ready with your cameras when you hear your child's name called. Please remain seated during the performance so that the guests behind you can enjoy as well. Thank you very much, and without further ado, we proudly present the Yeshiva Toras Chaim Toras MS Kindergarten Graduating Class of 2022, Tuf Shin Pei Beis.
welcome dear Imas and Abbas.
Thank you for coming to our graduation. We practiced and worked hard on this presentation.
Hashem is in charge of everything and every place. When we daven, we can ask, thank, and praise. Hashem is wondrous in so many ways. will take away. Letters and diagrams we're proud to say. We can read and blend words, hip, hip, hooray. We learned about Godolin and we were inspired. Beatles, towels, and Torah learning, always climbing higher. We want to try to be like them, it is a true desire. It makes me treasure all learning to keep it 'cause it's mine.
We hope to give you lots of knowledge as we continue to climb.
You guys were unbelievable. You sang beautifully, you performed your parts exquisitely, and even when the power went out, you continued to do an amazing, amazing job. Guys, we are so very proud of you, and you should be so very proud of yourselves. You have worked very hard and accomplished great things. And to you, the parents of these fantastic children, Mazel Tov on this wonderful milestone. It is truly unbelievable how much each child has grown in the last 10 months. Words cannot express our deepest gratitude for your continued support and involvement. Thank you for entrusting us with your children's education and personal development, and for collaborating with us to cross the finish line together. May they bring you much nachas as they continue on their journey. We would like to express our immense hakaras hatov to the kindergarten teachers who make our program such a tremendous success. Laura's in the back, come on out. Join your team over there. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, passion, and gift of teaching. The dedication and hard work that you demonstrate day in and day out is immeasurable and truly valued. The children are very lucky to have such wonderful teachers. Mrs. Chaya Wiener, Mrs. Moral Ivgi, Mrs. Chana Tendler, Mrs. Malka Galowinski, and Ms. Shana Franklin. Thank you so much to Mrs. Brian Roth and Mrs. Yael Atia for the countless hours spent planning this wonderful celebration and the hard work you put into making it such a success. Thank you to Mrs. Eliza Skotsky and Mrs. Shiffy Goldberger for your constant assistance and support. Thank you to Mr. Avram Eliezer Friedman, Mr. Carlos Chata, Mrs. Abigail Shafrin, and Mrs. Nechama Yellen for your technical support and expertise. Thank you so much to Rabbi Roth and Mr. Isaac Akrish and his team for preparing the tent for today's ceremony. Thank you, Rabbi Bauman, for your priceless support and guidance. The children will now be called up to receive their diplomas. We kindly ask that you keep the aisles and exits clear so all the children may return safely from the stage. When you're finished taking photos with your children, please return the caps and gowns to the kindergarten teachers. Thank you and Mazel Tov.
One more thank you that was not mentioned. Mrs. Talia Levine, our early childhood director.
Yosef Eisenstein and Abby Berkson.
Here, come, sweetie. Where's your, oh, here's your dad, right?
Shira Melnick and Menachem Goldfarb.
Maybe let's switch for now, and then we get to the other side. Here, hold that, sweetie. Where's your mom? Here's daddy. Look at daddy, say cheese.
Aviel Simon and Elka Chaikin.
Look at daddy and say cheese. Hold this, sweetie. This is for you, Mom.
Yosef Sella and Chana Bracha Weeder.
Oh, look at daddy. Here, hold this and look at daddy. Hold this, sweetie.
Izzy Mermelstein and Nechama Friedman. Yair Lazary and Esty Goldenberg. Ariella Luxemburg and Leah Greenberg. Elsie Einstein and Hadassah Mann. Rafi Bistritz and Tamar Podolsky. Yehuda Drieben and Ilana Mizrahi. Shua Berger and Rose Kopelman. Yaakov Moshe Schlissel and Ariella Brick-Turin. Shragi Benzinger and Michael Azenkat. Chaim Saperman and Esty Mermelstein. Shalom Rosner and Abigail Ben Harush. Ben Shabbos and Tamar Koriat. Yedidia Joseph. If everyone could please clear the aisle so that the graduates could walk down. Mazel tov to the class of 2022.